Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. I am Jaden, and I'm here with Camden, and we are the entrepreneurial team. Our LLC that we have formed through this Qubit Digital. That's what you're seeing up there. And we made a game for our project. It's called Neural Nest, and Camden will talk all about it.
Cool. So I'm Camden Obertop. We also on the team have Tanner Skelton, Matt Lowe, and Ethan Dias. Not pictured is because he's not really on the senior design team. Is Eric Skoog, who is working on the music for the game, and we're kind of all the people who are in Qubit working on our game Neural Nest. So, kind of some background information. Qubit was kind of formed after myself, Jaden, and Matt worked on many game jam projects together. You can see some of them on here. Maybe you've seen some of them before. We worked a lot together, and we already kind of had a little bit of a group going. And after some of these game jam games, we decided we wanted to make a mobile game. So we worked on a game called Slime Slide, which is available on the iOS and Android store. And we actually needed to make an LLC to put this on the stores because we needed to make sure we couldn't get sued individually or anything like that. So we made our LLC. We set that up a lot of last semester. Matt did a great job working through a lot of the legal documents. And we're really happy that it's finally we have our app on the store. So after working on Slime Slide for a while, we were given the opportunity to team up with the UNL School of Computing through senior design to be the entrepreneurial team. Last year, all the members of the team were kind of separated through senior design, as software engineering requires we do 2 years of senior design. So we all got a ton of different experience. Like Tanner learned a lot about 3D modeling. Jaden worked a lot on developing. I worked a lot on of making a web app, so not very useful for this game in particular. But we all kind of got a lot of expertise last year, and we were able to put it all together and be the entrepreneurial team this year. So once we were given that opportunity, the first thing we had to kind of figure out were who were our stakeholders, what were our inspirations, and what did we want to do. Because of our background, we really wanted to make a game. So you can see on the right some of our inspirations, one being Ultra Kill, which is another movement shooter we really like, and the manga Blam, which is kind of aesthetically what we wanted to go for. When we had that idea, we worked with Dr. Chris Bone and Dr. Suzette Person to kind of help us formulate the idea a little bit better. They were kind of our mentors throughout the senior design process. And we were also helped by Don't Panic Labs at the beginning of the school year to kind of converge on some different ideas and diverge back to, or I guess I said that wrong. We diverged into several different ideas and converged on one idea we really liked. So they were really instrumental in helping us choose our project. We, with Don't Panic Labs, came up with 3 ideas for games. Ultimately, it's kind of obvious we chose the surreal FPS on the left, but they were really helpful in making us go out there and do polls and user surveys to really figure out why we liked our idea the best. So kind of the problem, we wanted to fill a niche we saw in the movement shooter genre where we really like the combat in games like Rat's Instagib in the top left and Ultra Kill in the bottom right, or excuse me, bottom left. Where it's just really fun to run around and shoot enemies. And we really liked, like I said, the aesthetic of the manga Blam on the right. So we didn't really see many games like this, and we really wanted to fill the void that we saw there. So I'll pass it off to Jaden.
Yeah, so the first main thing for building our solution was to form our LLC so we could put out Slime Slide. You can see here some of the early names you're trying to come up with for the company. They're kind of silly, but we ended up on Qubit Digital. We formed it in Kansas because that's where I'm from. We have multiple projects, so we had to find the best structure for us. We ended up on a single member LLC, so I'm the single member, and then I contract all the other guys, and that's worked pretty well. So we hope to keep this going, and then any future games we make, we can put through that. And our solution to the games, like the things that we were inspired by, was our game Neural Nest. It's made in Unity, 3D game engine. We've developed about an hour-long demo, and it features some fluid movement shooter mechanics like flying and using this like arm stabby thing, and we have these interesting hand-drawn manga aesthetics in the game that I've created with some shaders. And then the story is very heavily inspired by themes of machine learning and neural nets. There you go. So there's some little gifs of the game. There's these crazy big environments that Camden made that you can fly around in and fight enemies in. and we have these cool enemy encounters that you can use all your skills on and fluidly like wrap around these environments and have fun with all the movement mechanics. And one of the cooler aspects of the game that one of the movement mechanics that we're really proud of is we built like flight physics, and you kind of act as like a little plane, and you can fly around and like go back to on foot and then shoot things. It's fun. But yeah, overall, for as far as the value and the highlights go, we are looking to release it on Steam and itch.io within the next couple weeks or so as a demo, because we're looking for a publisher to pick us up and give us some funding, and then we'll make it into a full game. We'll likely sell it for like $9.99 or something, but the demo will be free, of course. And yeah, it's been a great learning experience for us. And some of the main highlights of our like whole development process were creating this super robust content pipeline where Camden could draw these creatures, and then Tanner could model them and animate them and give them bones, and then they come into the game, and my shaders make them look like Camden's drawings. And then our teammate Ethan created a video for the title screen that was generated by a generative adversarial network, which is a type of neural net. So it was trained on images of our game. So it's kind of like a computer's approximation of what our game looks like, which is kind of cool. And then we have this interesting advanced enemy AI where we have like this 3D pathfinding system, which is kind of cool. And that's a very unique visual style. So hopefully with this wombo combo of things, we get some traction going when we release this and see what happens. But until then, that is what we worked on. We'd like to thank Dr. Bone and Dr. Person for allowing us to do this and kind of spread our wings and be kind of hands off, and we've really appreciated the whole process. And yeah, that's it. Are there any questions that you guys have for us or about the process or anything? Yeah, what's up? Sure. Yep. So the question was, since the demo is about an hour long, how long would the full game be? It depends on the publisher with games. It's kind of an interesting contrast to more like traditional software products because you have to look for someone to like buy you, and then they kind of set how they see the game and expect it to perform. So if they want more content, then we'll just have to make it. You could go completely indie and do whatever you want. But since it's our first game, we want to kind of have the guidance from something like that. If I had to guess, I assume it'll probably be around 4 hours. So since it's $10, but I like short games. So anyway, yeah. Anything else? Yeah. The question was if we could do anything with the game in any direction, what would we do with it? Are you asking like if we had to do it again, or if we could do anything more with it with the publisher? Continuing forward. I think it'd be awesome if they kind of let us just have full creative control over it, and then like we have planned out like all these other abilities you get, and like this kind of progress to the game that you make. And we have Camden's already designed all these other enemies, and Tanner's got his whole thing going. So I hope we just keep doing what we're doing and flesh out, because we have a whole story going on too. Sci-fi stuff, and we want to be able to see that through. And yeah, that's the goal. So, all right. Any other questions? Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much.